Hello, everyone. How are we? I hope you're doing well. It is day 2 of the quarantine school. I hope yesterday was fairly easy and harmless to you. Hopefully, you're starting to kind of get your routine down. This sucks, and it's not going to be easy. It's kind of one of those times in your lives that we've talked about all year where things don't happen like you want it to, and it's really difficult. And when those times come, it's important that you find who you are and what's important to you. You put your chin down and you go get it. And we're all kind of in that spot right now where it's unideal, but we got to keep our end goal in mind and what we want for ourselves, and do what it takes to get us there. And I hope for all of us that's to get through this semester in the best place that we possibly can be. This is one of those things that I can be honest with you in that it's not going to be easy, nor do any of us know what we're doing. I can tell you that there's no doubt in my mind I'm lost and have no idea how to handle this, but we're going to do it together, and there's going to be some hiccups, and there's going to be some things that don't work and some things that do, and we're going to learn along the way together. And so, the two things that I can really expect and ask of you and of myself is to be positive, to keep in mind that we're going to find the good in everything that we do throughout this time. And secondly, be consistent. You have to make sure that you are consistently doing your best and doing your part to make this the best that it possibly can be. So my advice to you, treat it like a normal school day. Get up, stick to a routine, stick to a schedule. We are supposed to have all of our stuff online ready for y'all by 8:30. So hopefully by 8:30, everything's there for you and you can get rolling with all of your assignments. So this is assignment 1 for you guys, from me. Before we jump into that stuff, I had a lot of fun yesterday looking at your all's selfies from your study spaces. Some of you certainly took the liberty to be more creative than others. All of you cracked me up. I tweeted out most of those, and they've been a big hit. So I haven't been able to select a winner yet, but there are there's 4 top spots right now that are going to continue to compete throughout this week for the corn kid of the week. So here are your finalists for that so far to this point. That might change. I don't know. Who knows? We'll see. Let me see. My mouse is not working. This is awesome. There we go. So Maddie Burke is our first finalist on a roof with a bunch of pillows and a case of or a bag of white bread with nothing else. That was a little strange to me. But great job. Case and Box rocking the old gas mask in his little lonesome corner. Lil out here in the middle of the yard. If you know Lil is extra, and that defines Lil exactly as she is. Talking on a banana phone habit. And then lastly is Miss Elise, who puts together the big picture of everything going on in the world. So you 4, well done. Got a huge kick out of all 4 of your all's selfies yesterday. We'll keep kind of throwing out little fun things like that because we're just going to need to keep smiling through those things. So well done. Pat on the back. If you want to see all those selfies, hop on Twitter. If you haven't sent one, tweet it out and we'll get you along with everybody else. So, moving forward, we have been looking at life all semester. Biology, the study of life, looking at how life works. We've spent a majority of this semester looking at the processes of our body and how our body does all these different things to keep us alive and to keep us functioning and to make all the 4 macromolecules and the effects of those and how they make us up as an organism. We're going to put a break on where we were at with genetic stuff, and we're going to move into our next phase of this year, and that is with the unit Ecology. Ecology is a lot different than anything that we've talked about so far. Ecology is not looking at an individual process. Instead, it's looking at the interaction of the organisms itself. So we studied how the organisms are made. Now we're looking at, once the organisms are there, how do they interact with other organisms? And that's going to be kind of our focus for the following, the next few weeks, actually many weeks as we continue throughout the semester. So today I'm going to kind of do a brief run through of some things in this video. So I would suggest pause this, get out a pen, paper, whatever, your notebook. If you're taking notes on a computer, that's cool too. There'll be some terms that are important for you moving forward that you'll want to get out of this video. I'm going to try to fly through it because this video is already longer than I wanted it to be. But this information will help you with your first assignment, which is where you got this video link. So make sure you get this stuff. Don't skip over it. Alrighty. So we're going to start by looking at this idea of populations, communities, ecosystems, and eventually we'll get into these things called biomes. We really want to focus on these first 3 as we kind of need to understand them before we get into this first assignment. Before we get there, we need to talk about living things, okay, and what is living and what is non-living. There's going to be 2 terms that you see today, and that is biotic and abiotic factors. We know that bio is life, and anytime we see an A in front of something, it means not, okay? So biotic factors are anything that are living, okay? Anything that are living in a habitat or in anything that's as long as it's living, that's considered biotic. Abiotic, on the other hand, is anything that is non-living. Okay, so just kind of give you an idea, and you can do this if you want. You can draw a biotic, abiotic table. The next slide has a bunch of pictures. Feel free to freeze the frame or freeze the video when you get to these pictures, and then if you want to try to sort them into abiotic, biotic, even if you want to do it just in your head, I'm not going to give you those answers, but I think you can kind of figure it out. Again, biotic is living, abiotic is non-living. So when you look at all the factors, all the things that exist in a habitat or in an area, in an ecosystem, these things like fungus, water, berries, oxygen, sun, plants, worms, soil, prairie dog, hawk, temperature, bacteria, all of these things that are considered living would be biotic, and all the things that are non-living would be abiotic. So abiotic would be oxygen, and biotic could be a prairie dog or plants or a worm, etc. So biotic and abiotic, living, non-living. Hopefully that makes sense there. And here's the answers to that. I lied. So that brings us to these 3 big terms that we need to know for today. And these are our levels of organization. We have population, community, ecosystem. Okay. Now, what comes before all of those is organism. Okay. And we are organisms. An individual thing is an organism. Okay. And we've looked at how organisms are made up, what organisms are. And now we're looking at when we add them together, what different things do they make and how do they interact? So the first thing we have is a population. So all the members of one species, which is one type of thing. So all humans, that's one species. So all the members of one species living in a particular area is a population. Okay, so if I have a bunch of ants on my desk right here, that is a population of ants. If you have 10 people living in your house, that's a population of people. It's one species living in a particular area at a particular time. That's a population. Okay. Community then is all of the different populations that live in an area and interact all at the same time. Okay. So if I have ants on my desk, cats in my room, and then me and my wife. That's 3 different populations: the cats, me and my wife, and the ants, and we all live in this ecosystem, or in this area, in this community together. Okay, that is a community. Okay, and then lastly, we have ecosystem, which is a community plus all the abiotic factors in the habitat. Okay, so I have the cats, the ants, me and my wife. I have oxygen, light. I have this desk, the wall, these pictures, everything around me that is non-living, plus all the populations that exist and all the communities that exist within this area at this particular time. That is an ecosystem. Okay, so a population plus another population is a community plus all the abiotic factors and other communities. That makes an ecosystem. Okay, if you need to go back and listen to that a couple times, feel free, and kind of wrap your head around those things. Again, pause this at any time if you need to read through that a little better. So just real quick overview again: populations, people, populations. Group of frogs, all the same species, population. What isn't a population? All these different trees together, that's not a population. Different species of frogs, not a population. It's got to be the same species in the same area at the same point in time. Okay, communities, these are all examples of communities. Bunch of different species of fish, bunch of different species of flowers, right? Bunch of different species of animals in Africa, right? All of these things would be communities. Ecosystem, then, you look at this entire thing, right? You have different fish, you have different insects, you have geese, you have otters, you have trees, but you also have the oxygen, you have the sun, you have these dead trees even, which would be considered an abiotic thing. You have all of this, all abiotic and biotic factors together. That makes that ecosystem. Okay, so we're going to stop there with this information. You're going to use this information to work through the assignment that has been posted. You are going to have the next 2 days, so Tuesday and Wednesday, to finish this assignment, and then make sure you submit it. On Thursday, you'll end up getting another additional assignment on top of this, or that will kind of carry off of this, play off of this assignment. So make sure that you get this thing done before Wednesday evening is when it's due. I want to show you really quickly before I get off of here what this looks like. I know I'm talking a lot. So this is your assignment. This is what it'll look like. There's multiple different parts to this, but what it's going to end up with is you're going to do a scavenger hunt. The scavenger hunt, read the instructions. What you're going to do is you're going to go around your yard, around your house, around inside, outside, whatever you need to find all of these things. Okay? Anything with a star next to it, you're going to insert a picture here. Everything else, you're just going to describe what you found. Okay? So this is all what will need to be completed by what did I say? By the end of Wednesday. Okay, so then Thursday this should be submitted, and then we will move on from there. Okay, if you have any questions, shoot me an email. Let me know. We can link up on the Google chat if you need to go over things or talk through some things. You got the universe at your fingertips, guys. So if you're stuck on something, if you don't understand something, Google it. Okay, ask a friend. Email me, ask me, whatever you need. Okay? Have a great day. If you have any questions, please make sure you ask. Remember, stay strong, stay consistent, and make sure you take care of your business so that you can survive this the best you possibly can. See you later.